What's going on? Shalom, shalom to the brethren. What up to everybody else? All praises to the Most High. Thanks to his son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Oh, they say I can add 3 people onto the broadcast now? What? All right, what up to everybody, man? First off, hope everybody is doing well. And if you're not doing well, hope you get well. If y'all doing well, I hope you stay doing well. And do even better, right? To the slack and the overrighteous. I used to do a lot of videos like this where I see stuff that anger me and I come and I speak about it angrily, right? So I'm gonna try not to speak about it angrily. I'm gonna try to really speak to a mindset and a spirit, which is what the videos was always about, the mindset and the spirit. I just might not have brought it to you in a real stable, focused way, and I want to apologize for that. If you go back to my previous videos 2-3 years ago, you could tell there's a big difference between how it was then and how it is now, right? I like to feel as if I've grown, and as we all should, really. But in growing, in learning, oftentimes our former ways that we had, when we had those ways, we felt justified. We felt, as if it was right. But then we come into a deep understanding, and we realize that they either was wrong, or at least not as they should have been, right? Or not in fullness. And with that mindset, once we learn, it should bring to us an understanding of those that don't have it at the moment, right? We should hope that they should get it one day. But something has to be said about, it's one thing to have your own perception of things, and it's another thing to put your perception on others. And there are people who are very wrong about the things that they say and the things that they do, and they put it on others to cause them to, or to demand of them to do these things or to say these things, right? And it's really just we really still confuse people. We think we come from out of other religions, other mindsets, and we get into this understanding of who we are as a people, and having a heritage and having all these things. But in reality, we still be off, man. We still be off. We still be not as we should be towards the Most High and towards each other. And you might say, well, how do you know this? Because the scriptures tells us what we ought to be and how we ought to be. And when I look upon my timeline and I have conversations with people, I see that that's not what we own. We not that righteous, upright, right ruling, kind, courteous, meek, humble. We not that, man. By and large. Not that all aren't like that, but most aren't. But you wouldn't be able to tell it by talking to them. You wouldn't be able to tell it by hearing them. And I would implore anybody, man, to get away from doctrines or any teaching that is not first and foremost about that, not first and foremost about fruits of the spirit, of the meekness, of the humbleness, of the righteousness, of the right ruling, of the kindness and the courtesy and the love and the hobble. If that's not what your mindset is, don't tell me about nothing else. Me personally, I don't want to hear about nothing else. Really, I don't want to hear about how we supposed to wear our fringes. Now, don't get me wrong, I got some fringes. I got them on, but this ain't righteousness to me. This is just a sign and a sign to others where I'm at or what I believe in. But you know what's first and foremost in that? My actions. They could see these fringes and say, oh, you're an Israelite. But when they meet me and they greet me and they deal with me, do they get the biblical or the spiritual perception of who I am? And that's what we got to really think on, man. Because I'm in different places. I'm in different groups. I'm around. I'm one of those 12 tribes, one nation guys. I know it be people of different beliefs, different mindsets, but still in all, that's my brother, that's my sister. So I gather with them, I speak with them. I'm in chat rooms and group calls, all these things, right? And I'm speaking with people and I'm hearing people, knowledgeable people. Now, I'm not a scholar. Please believe I'm not, I'm not some deep studied in the Greek and the Roman and the Halius Condexidus and all these old Roman words people be having, but it's people that got that, and they real smart brothers and sisters. But when they get to debating and get to speaking to each other, oftentimes it be absent of all the characteristics that the very scriptures they claim to be well studied in tells them to have. Don't cut a man off in the midst of his speech. Don't judge a matter before you hear it all. Be kind, be courteous, entreat the elder men as fathers, entreat the elder women as mothers, entreat the women as sisters. These people get into their knowledge and their wisdom, and they don't imply these others what they know. They are slack in the application. They are slack in the application of what they know. They are mean, they are rude, they are selfish. And these are the very things, man, when you read the scriptures, man, as I point out in my podcast, the Script Talk podcast, where, I make an effort to read the scriptures and see how we could apply it to my life, because that's what I do. I read it and I try to apply it to my life daily. Not that I got it all figured out, but that's my goal and that's my journey. So in reading this, you could see, I see that it's constantly, persistently pointing out that we need these things and that this is what we are supposed to have more than anything previous. We had a land, we had a temple, we had a priesthood, we had feast days, we had all these things. And most of these things were given to us for the land and how to treat the land, that we don't pollute the land, that we bring honor and esteem to the land and to the place where the Most High put his name, and to the Most High and to the Son, right? But now all of a sudden, okay, now we're back. Now all of a sudden there is no land, there is no feast days, there is no sovereignty, no rulership, no kings, no governors. There is only time for us to perfect ourselves, how we treat the Most High, that we stay away from idols, that we stay away from, from spiritual fornication. and that we treat we treat others with respect. We treat others with a harbor or love, with affection, with long suffering. That we exhort others unto knowledge, exhort others unto wisdom, and manifest, and who created us and placed his name in us, that we manifest that to others. It's all we got to focus on. That's all we got to focus on, you know. We try not to judge men for observing days. Try not to judge men for eating meats or not eating meats. Right. Sorry, y'all. I'm having some bad signal issues. But they do all these things unto the Most High, right? But what you can judge a man for is his character and his conduct. You can admonish him for is a bad character and a bad conduct. If you don't share those same characteristics, we can't be hypocrites. We can't be judging others when being guilty ourselves of things. But, when we secure these things in ourselves, then we can exhort others. Then we can rebuke others. And what I'm trying to tell you, brothers and sisters, is that's the goal. Okay? That should be the goal. That should be the mindset. And that should... That's crazy with this live stream. It's crazy. If I was talking about all white folks was the devil and all this old stuff, I would have no problems on my live stream, I'm sure. But, that has to be the goal and the mindset, is that we acquire these things, that we get these things. And that's really a job, man. That's the heritage. That's the inheritance. These characteristics are what you call set apart. These characteristics are what you call heavenly, or things of the Shamayim, as my brother pointed out to me the other day. Character rulings, offices. These are the character, the rulings, and the offices of things that are above and things that are unseen, which is what we're supposed to have. We running around trying to put on the gifts that came with the marriage instead of the character that caused us to get married. There's a lot of meat on that bone. We running around trying to wear the gifts of the marriage, the feast, the claim of being Yah's people, the Most High, the people of the Most High, and all this stuff, holy priesthood, kingship. We run around trying to put those things on, the jewels and the tinkling of the bracelets. But the character that caused us to get married, the character of Abraham, the character of Noah, the character of Isaac and Jacob, the character of the 12, what caused us to get married, is what he said. You know what? Them breasts is firm. We finna get, I'm gonna bring you into covenant. Instead of possessing that and manifesting that, you like, look at my diamonds, look at my ring my husband gave me. And you know what's even more crazy? He took it back. He took it. So we run around, claiming to be the apple of his eye, when he's like, I really don't even know you anymore. You a stranger. You a whore. Because of your adulteries with these other gods, with these other nations, with these other ways that I don't like, that I don't approve of. And people being over righteous. They're over righteous with the diamonds and the jewels and the tinkling of the bracelets. But inwardly, we ravening wolves. Inwardly, we whores. That's why we got to clean the inside of the cup. Like Hamashiach said. Like he said, I don't do no more than what my father do. Everything my father said, that's what I'm going to say. How my father would be, that's how I'm going to be. And the stuff is plain, man. Beware of these people that come try to tell you something else, like something else is more important than that. All of that is going to be redone. them jewels, them diamonds, the gold, the sandals, he gonna give it to us again, rightly, after we get the character back, after we become an unspotted lamb, after we become, the unblemished bride. Then we gonna get married again, and he gonna give it all back to us. Here is your feast, here's your new moons and your feasts and your Sabbaths, and 3 times a year, everybody come before me. Then he gonna give us the land back. Then he gonna give us the sovereignty and the ruling and the reign. Sit at my right hand while I make your enemies your footstool. Now is the time that we have to be one worthy of those things. You're not worthy of those things when you don't do what the one seeking your hand desires. I like a woman that cook, but you don't cook. You don't want to cook. You don't want to learn how to cook. Do I need to marry you? I want a woman that listens to me, but you don't want to listen to me. Should I marry you? And this is the position we in. Quit listening to people telling you about, put them eyelashes on, put the wig on. He don't want the eyelashes and the wig. He want the listening and the cooking. He want the contrite. He don't want the high heels and the this and that. Cause that stuff could be a trick. That stuff could be a hoodwink and a bamboozle, which it is. Ask the people who've been led astray by wicked leaders. Ask the people who've been led astray by doctrines of men. It appeared to be one way, but inwardly it was something else. And you got to the point where you